My name is Peluso. I'm going to show you 4 simple tips, 4 simple services you can do on your lawnmower, your walk-behind lawnmower that will keep it out of the shop and costly repairs. And they're real simple. The first one is we're going to show you is the spark plug. The second one is going to be the oil change, and that does not have to be a messy operation. And the third one is going to be the air cleaner. And finally, we're going to get down to sharpening the blade. Okay, first we're going to do the spark plug. I have 2 different engines here. This one here is a flathead. It shows all of the cooling fins in front, and this is called a L head. And then my other one over there has a rocker arm cover on the head. That is a overhead valve, and that's what's marked on the rocker arm cover, overhead valve. And we have 4 different types of spark plug sizes. We have 9/16, we have 5/8, 3/4, and 13/16. This is 13/16, and removing the plug, just drop it on there, and instead of pulling on it, just give it a, because that's where you get injured. When it suddenly comes loose, give it a bump, comes loose, spin the spark plug out. It has a long reach on it because it's overhead valve. And there we have, well, in the center of the spark plug is the electrode, and this plug needs to be replaced because the electrode is totally covered up with deposits on it. And so what you do is, it has a number. This is a NGK spark plug, and it has a number, and you take it to a place where they service lawnmowers or sell lawnmowers. They will have plugs. Just take that plug to them, and you'll be able to buy a new one somewhere between $2.50 and $5.50 for a spark plug. And remember the 4 different sizes. If you don't have these tools, and then what you do is go to a place where they sell tools like Sears or Lowe's or a place like that, or tool place. This is the basic part that you need right here. This is the breaker bar, and this is the 3-inch extension, a 3/8 drive. This is your socket. This is the 13/16 that fit this plug. Remember, when you go to look for these sockets, if you don't have one, they come in a package of 4. 9/16, 5/8, 3/4, and 13/16. So get the whole package, because you will have different equipment with different size spark plugs, and you will need that. And that's all there is on the spark plug. Now we're going to get into the oil change. What we're going to do is before we start and get under the mower, pull the plug for safety so it doesn't start. Turn it on its side, and right here, this is the plug right here, and this fits into it. I'm not actually going to drain the oil, but you spin it out. Make sure the plug is above the crankshaft. If it is below the crankshaft and you pull the plug, you will get an oily surprise. Make sure it's above, and then what you do is you take your pan, lay it down, drop it over, give it 4 to 5 minutes or until the oil comes to a drip. And then when the oil comes to a drip, you bring it back up, you put the plug back in snugly, take your oil to the side, and if you're unable to get to the oil plug because of belt covers or a blade clutch or something to that effect, then what you do is go to plan B. And what you do, stay right there, go to plan B, is what you do is on the left hand side, they will have oil filler station right here, and it will have a picture of a oil can on it. You remove this, and what you do is you put your pan right beside it, remove your dipstick, turn it on its side, and let it drain into your pan.
These pans are available in grocery stores in the bakery section. That's a 9x11 cake pan. And go ahead and let it drain until it comes to a drip. And then you turn it right back up. And then what you do, you get a common brand 30 weight SAE detergent oil. Now this is store brand, this is Napa. You put half the quart in first. And then what you do is you check your stick on the bottom. It will have an indicator where the full line is. And a half a quart will get on the stick. And then you continue to add a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time until you reach that full mark. And then what you do, you have an empty container. You take your oil, drain it into the empty container, put the lid on it. You got a nice clean disposable. You do not throw this in the trash. What you do is you take it to an automotive repair shop or an oil changing station for cars, and give it to them, and for nothing. They will dispose of your waste oil for nothing. And it has to be this will be a clean operation. And for any reason that you would have a little accident, here we go. This is a store brand kitty litter, a small bag. I keep this in my shop for little oil spills, and I just sprinkle that out. This is the same stuff as shops use as floor sweep. It's the same identical stuff. It's a baked, ground up clay is what it is. And now we're going to go to the blade. What we're going to do is we got our plug wire pulled for safety. Turn it up on its side. You place a wrench on there. This one looks like it might be a 9/16. Hold it on there. Break it loose. Take the blade off. And with either of these two, if you don't have them, this is an angle grinder, a 4.5 inch. Put your blade in a vise, and if you don't have an angle grinder, a file would work. And if you don't have a file, and you've already done the oil change and the spark plug, and just take it to the shop and just say, sharpen the blade, and that would be at just a few bucks to take care of that, because you've done the major part of the servicing yourself. We need to cover air cleaners. I'm going to come around to this side right here. Dripping gas. Right here underneath this cover on a Briggs & Stratton, it's a 5/16 or flathead screwdriver. Takes this cover off. Your air cleaner will be underneath if it's dirty. Put it in a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag. Take it to the shop where they repair, and a place where they sell mowers. They will have these in stock, and just go ahead and purchase a new one and reverse the process. Just put it in the same way it came out and tighten up that screw. And those are the 4 tips. Those are the 4 tips that you need to keep your mower out of the shop in costly repairs.